Al,
Yes,
it's Christmas.
it is Christmas.
Before we before we started this podcast, we looked up some very choice imagery
Uh,
related to the topic that we're going to discuss today.
wow. I'm honestly like completely my brain is not just blown, it's obliterated. I it's very rare that I'm speechless,
And you are.
that I have no words. Um, I have no words. I Phenomenal. That's the word I can give you. Absolutely phenomenal. Holy crap, it's ridiculous. 90.
Ah, the 90s. They were a
Oof.
thing.
Oof.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Season of Checkup OVA. It's our annual Christmas episode
Mm-hmm.
where we discuss something Christmas related.
Mm-hmm.
But usually when we do this podcast, because this is episode 106, we have conversations about anime, video games, manga. But today is more Christmas oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Ladyem.
Hi.
And we got some Christmas to talk to you about today.
Yeah, we certainly do. Last year we greeted you with some 90s anime for Christmas with Sailor Moon.
Yes, as we watched the bad dub of that.
Oh God, it was a really bad dub.
I mean, thankfully they released that movie this year,
Redubbed.
redubbed, and it is good, so you do not have to suffer through that bad dub.
That is correct.
But we're creatures of habit, humans are.
Mhm.
And we thought, what better way to celebrate the holidays than by going back to the 90s and back to 90s anime. Back to 90s anime dubs.
This
The new
one
holiday
is
tradition.
thankfully not as terrible.
No, it's
Actually, really good.
we were discussing this after we watched it, and it's probably one of the better 90s dubs that you can find, or 90s slash early 2000s dubs that you can find out there.
Oh yeah, easily.
And also this ties into the fact that at some point I always wanted to watch something Gundam related with you,
I'm
and
saying
now I have the excuse to do that.
we should preface this with the fact that I have never watched anything Gundam before,
No,
ever.
no.
I don't know much about Gundam.
Do you want to get into a large discussion about the different universes within the Gundam franchise?
I cannot think of anything that I would rather like. I want to do less, honestly. Like, giant robots are really cool in theory, but like, I don't know that I want to watch anime that's just like all giant robots all the time.
I mean, you're just missing out.
I mean, clearly because of this 90s gloriness showing me the error of my ways.
Yes, exactly.
Also, we watched this and I had no idea what the was happening like 98% of the time.
Because this is the final part of a story.
And I've never watched any of
No. It's made it better.
it. So I'm sure you had a grand old time listening to me be very confused and offer commentary of stuff from Gundam of somebody who's never
Yeah, it
known
was
anything
fun.
about Gundam.
I mean, by the end of it, you seem to kind of like know what was going on, so.
Ish. I mean, like you were just showing me these glorious pieces of art, and I forgot like 90% of their names.
Yeah. So if you didn't pay attention to the title or anything, we watched Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, the Gundam Wing movie, which takes place at the end of the Gundam Wing story and basically ties everything up.
Also, it's Christmas.
With regards to that, yes, it starts at the end of Gundam Wing, which was at Christmas, and then this takes place also at Christmas a year later. So
A year later.
double the Christmas, double the fun.
Nice.
Which means it qualifies for this episode, obviously. And so yeah, I just threw I honestly I threw this out here as something to watch, and I was like, she's not gonna pick that. She's gonna be like, no, that'd be dumb. And I was like, hey, we could watch this. It's the end of the series, but like it would be funny. And you're like, okay, sure. I was like, oh, what the
I like to be unpredictable.
It's true.
Hmm.
So, Gundam Wing.
Yeah, I
Tell me all about Gundam Wing.
um there is a boy with awful high pants and a tank top. He's like simultaneously scrawny and buff at the same time, and it's terrifying. Like it makes no sense to me at all. Also he's brooding, and his name is Hero?
Yes.
Question
Heero.
Hero.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's Biffles with Impy Barbicane, who is named like Duo or Geo or something.
Duo.
Duo. Okay. Um, and he has a sweet braid, and he's kind of like your arms up behind your head anime dude, except for like he's obsessed with death, which is kind of cool.
He is the god of death.
He is the god of death. He has the sweetest one. He has like a freaking scythe. Like, yeah.
I'm glad you and like 10-year-old me can agree on like what is the best Gundam in Gundam Wing.
It's easily the one with the scythe.
Yeah, it's
Come
the
on.
Death Scythe.
Um,
Oh, excuse me, hang on. The name of the mobile suit that he pilots in this, which I'm going to leave unbleeped, it is called the Gundam Death Scythe Hell.
yes. Yes. Also there is another guy with ridiculously stupid hair. Like probably the stupidest hair I've seen in an anime, and I've seen a lot of dumb hair. He is in the circus,
Mm-hmm.
and his introduction's funny because like, man, there's not a whole lot of people at the circus today, and then like people show up, and he's like, all right, cool, I gotta go fight them. And he just like drops his mask on the ground and walks off. Like, all right, cool, I guess.
Did you notice when later, like at the later part of the film, when they all show up with their Gundams, his Gundam has that mask on?
I did not notice that.
That's totally a thing that happens.
Oh my God, why didn't you point that out to me?
I was
Um,
too bewildered.
I don't remember what this dude's name is, but
His
he
name's
has dumb
Troa.
Troa, yes, he has dumb hair, and he's like, I'm gonna go infiltrate some kind of um like Hitler Youth type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he does that, and he wears dumb shorts, and it gets caught.
I mean, everyone in this series kind of wears dumb shorts.
I mean, yeah. There's also a guy with a bad hairline that we don't really see a whole lot of until like closer to the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's grumpy.
Yeah.
That's really all I know about him.
That's Wu Fei.
Wu Fei.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then there's Blondie,
There's
who
Blondie.
hangs out with a bunch of people that are of Middle Eastern descent, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And he has goggles.
Mm-hmm.
He makes really dumb decisions, like ridiculously dumb. And he helped launch the Gundams to the sun
Yep.
for some reason. So they're like, hey, we're at peacetime, time to launch the Gundam to the sun. And so they all put their Gundam in little coffins and launch them to the sun. And then lo and behold, a year later, like, oh, hey, we need those. And Blondie's like, frick. Well, I guess I'm going to Venus to go collect our Gundam. And like launches himself onto the like asteroid that holds them.
Mm-hmm.
And almost dies like an idiot. But he gets him back, so that's good. There's also like two adult ladies.
Yeah.
That do some stuff behind the scenes that seem to be like protectors of some sort.
Excuse me. They are the preventers.
Preventers. Okay.
Please get it right.
I could never get it right. While all this is happening, there is a lady who is fancy, and she's at some kind of event, and she's given tea, and it knocks her out. And then she like wakes up in a bed, and there's this scary child who's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm taking over this," and not a whole lot you can do about it. And she's like baby Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's creepy the whole time. And so the whole gist of this movie is like we have to go against this weird Hitler child and also get the band back together. And that involves like some angst and some fighting each other and like sinking yourself to the bottom of the ocean because why not? And a lot more fighting each other. Some point they like hijack somebody else's Gundam. Oh, and there's like I forgot exactly what I referred to him as, but it's like if Sephiroth and Alucard had a baby.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that guy in there, and he's fancy, and he has this other Gundam that he like attacks some dude with, and he's like potentially boinking one of the adult ladies. I was unclear on that, but it seemed likely. How am I doing?
Perfect.
Is this a good summary of what happened in this movie?
I mean, I might have to fill in some gaps here and there.
Also, everybody wanted to self-destruct themselves every single time something like remotely wrong happened. They're like, "Oh man, I got an ingrown toenail. Time to self-destruct my Gundam." Like it was freaking constantly. Like they always wanted to self-destruct the Gundams, and it doesn't make any sense to me. But also, I don't know why it was specifically that both of them take place on Christmas, because nothing was really Christmassy related other than like it was snowing.
There was decorations.
Were there?
Yeah.
There's like some French Revolution with some like random people deciding they're going to fight against the baby Hitler. Because they're like, "Hey, we used to be Gundam pilots too," and she's like, "All right, well, freaking act like it then, you jerks." Yeah. That's
Oh.
mainly. Hold on. There's like the scene. Depending on which credits we're talking about, there's this one scene where Hero is wearing his dumb pants and tank top, and he doesn't wear his jacket that he has because of course not, he's too cool for that.
Kind of wrapped up around his waist, like
yeah,
cool.
And like one version of it, he's just got like this weird hobo bag on his back that I'm like, where is he going? What is he doing? What resolution is this? And then the other one, he's just walking in space, which also gives me no resolution to his character. But the endings for each character are vastly different depending on which credits you watch. So we watched both. Yes.
All right. Let's talk about this film.
I watched Gundam.
You did. So this was obviously, like we said, the sequel to Gundam Wing, the end story to it. Originally, it came out as 3 OVA episodes.
Yes. What year was this released?
This came out. The OVAs came out in '97.
Okay.
Following Gundam Wing's run from '95 to '96, so a year later. It was then re-released as a film, a part of like this big Gundam film thing they were doing. They released this film and then the Mobile Suit Gundam 08 MS Team film as well alongside it. So they premiered those at the same time as like this huge event. And that came out in 1998. So a year later. With some like bonus scenes and all that jazz. But it would not it wouldn't come over here until about like 2000.
Did they still think that those outfits looked good in 1998?
Yes.
Okay, let me
Well, it'd be
clarify.
97.
Did anybody think that those outfits looked good in 1997 or 6 or 5 or whenever? Like
I mean,
those
clearly.
outfits are not good. And that one dude, Troa, he has really dumb hair. Like
You're
the
not wrong.
dumbest.
You're not wrong, but
God.
it's funny.
It's a thing.
It is. So yeah, these came out in the late 90s. Came out over here in the States a few years later, basically when Toonami got real big. Because, one of the key factors of Toonami getting real big was, they had Dragon Ball, they had Sailor Moon, and they had Gundam Wing. Those are basically the three pillars of Toonami that got anime really big here. And it was basically also the first time Gundam got real big in America, because I believe they tried to bring over, like, OG Mobile Suit Gundam, the late 70s series.
Right.
And it didn't pan out. Like, I think it came out over in, like, the early to mid-90s, and it never clicked.
Mm-hmm.
But now it did, and this was basically the first time that Gundam got real big here in the States, and they were able to kind of parlay that into showing off, the OG Gundam series and a bunch of the other Gundam series. In Japan, it kind of didn't really do as well. It was just, like, it did fine, but it wasn't as, like, groundbreaking or as big as it was here. Which I think for the most part, it was just like, because this is a separate universe from everything else in Gundam. Because everything else in Gundam, for the most part, follows the Universal Century series. Like, that's their timeline. And then this is the After Colony timeline. So these are two completely separate things. And like I was talking to you about, like, you can kind of tell from the way that this is set up that, like, there's 5 pilots, 5 mobile suits they have. It's set up like a Super Sentai series, and you can kind of tell that, like, oh, this is partially made just to sell merchandise.
Okay, yeah, you talked about this because of the different designs.
Mm-hmm. Because even in the series, like, each mobile suit gets like a design change and, like, or an upgrade essentially. So, like, here's another way to make some money. Also, of course, like, when it came over to the States, it was edited, which is funny because, even, like, the unedited version of the show isn't that bad. It just, like, has some language and blood in it. But, Toonami, with the way it was, like, everything was, like, TVY7, and that was kind of like the barrier. So, like, they had to kind of edit it down to meet those standards. But, like, when Toonami made, like, expanded out and had another time slot at midnight, which would eventually become Adult Swim and everything, one of the first things they advertised for that time slot was like, hey, you want to watch Gundam Wing unedited?
Do you want to hear the word?
Do you want to hear see some blood? Which really, like, in all accounts, it basically added up to, like, that show getting rated TV PG. But when you're, like, a 9 or 10-year-old like I was like, yeah, I want to see all this blood and cursing.
Oh my god.
But, like, yeah, that was one of the big, like, selling points of that time slot was like, yo, we have the unedited version of Gundam Wing. You can watch it now on TV for the first time ever.
You can see the headshot with all the blood intact.
Well, I don't know if they showed this in unedited.
Oh.
They would have edited this when they first showed it, because it would have been shown in the after school block of Toonami.
Oh. Well, you don't get to see that then. Never mind.
That's true. But yeah, then, the success of Gundam Wing, they brought over this and dubbed it and put it on TV in, like, 2000, I think. And it was a pretty big deal. Like, this whole series was just big. And
all right, how much of it do you attribute to the marketing?
Like, what do you mean?
Because that marketing's hilarious.
Oh, you never saw any of that here.
Oh, okay. That's tragic.
None of that stuff was carried over. Like, you would find it on the internet, but, like, they were never, like, when Toonami was advertising it, they never used any of that.
Yeah, but it would have taken, like, 3 hours to download one of those pictures then.
That's true. Like, they basically advertised this, like, to, their key demographic of 8 to 15-year-old young boys. So like they're not going to use boy band shots of the 5 Gundam pilots to advertise this show.
Tragic.
Which we were just talking about this before we started recording. Like this show is like heavily popular in that Fujoshi demographic because of the way they marketed it in Japan. Of like, we have these 5 young boy pilots. Like, let's make them look like a boy band at times, and that exploded. Like you saw like all sorts of various types of doujinshi made with these Gundam pilots, and it's basically what you would expect.
I mean, I don't know that I could ever have prepared myself for the pictures you sent me, honestly. Like, even telling me, like, oh, they did some boy band-ish marketing, like, seeing those, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a whole different level of hilariousness. And, like, I might have been into it then. If I had known about it, I probably would have been a little bit into it. But I can't guarantee that.
Like I have the Laserdisc version of the first OVA of this movie, and included in that thing is one of those types of arts.
Really?
Yeah, you have like one of those group photos is literally included in that packaging.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Is it one you sent me?
I'd have to get it out and look.
Oh, don't worry about it. You can tell me at a later date.
I've definitely sent it to you before.
I guarantee, because otherwise I wouldn't have known about those.
I just don't remember what it is.
I asked you about the boy band art, so I knew about it at some point, and it had to have been because you told me about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known, because how would I have known?
Right.
This is, man, I don't even know what to say. I still don't really know what I watched.
You watched some Gundam. Gundam.
Some like boys being angsty as heck, and some like baby Nazi stuff.
I wrote about Gundam Wing before as part of the Does It Hold Up series that I did on the website a few years back. Yeah. And like I still enjoy the series. Like, you know, this is one of the series that got me into anime, of course. I think watching it now, there's some problems with it. Like, it's not the most perfect thing, but it's still like, for me, it's still a lot of fun just to, like, go through and watch it. But like, in terms of like just the whole like spectrum of Gundam, like, it's not the best. Like, you can find much better series that kind of do this type of typical Gundam anti-war message better than it's what's here. But like I said, I still think this is fun to go through and watch, because it is kind of a different thing than other Gundam series. But let's talk about this story, which you graciously gave us a taste of in bits and pieces. So essentially, the film opens up and it's the end of Gundam Wing. It's Christmas Eve after Colony 195. The end of the big battle between the Earth and space is happening. All that happens, and then afterwards, hey, peace has come to the galaxy. Everything's all hunky-dory.
Let's launch our Gundams to the sun.
So Catra has this idea of like, hey, we should launch our Gundams into the sun. We're not going to need these anymore. Why would we need these in peacetime? So they have 4 Gundams there, and they're like, well, Wu Fei decided not to send his. That's weird. I guess he's going to do something else with it. Well, whatever. Let's send him into the sun. So they do that.
Why would you not keep your, like, cool robot friend? Honestly.
Well, like, you got to think that, like, these are kids who have been basically tools for war for the past year.
Okay, so it's more of a reminder of being a tool of war rather than a robot friend.
Right, and the fact that, like, you know, if people know that they still have these Gundams, they might try to like manipulate them into using them to start more wars and all that sort of stuff. Like, they don't want these things to be like more like activators for more war. They want them to be deterrent, and if we make them just disappear, then there's no opportunity for people to come and try and make more wars. But that kind of doesn't necessarily work out the way that they want.
Yeah. Also, they're terrible at naming colonies and really need to think about like better branding.
For the most part, like most of the colonies kind of have better names. I feel like this one is kind of like the idea behind it is that it's pretty new, so like they haven't had a time to like give it a good name. It still just has like its model number or whatever. So we fast forward a year to Christmas Eve of After Colony 196, and basically everything's all peaceful, or so they think, and everything's going great. Relina is off on this mission to go to the new colony.
Is she the fancy lady?
She's the fancy lady. She's this new,
Okay.
like, she's basically like an advocate for Earth to go to the colonies and like discuss political relations, all that sorts of stuff. She's also the former queen of Earth at one point. In
Austin
Gundam Wing.
apparently like has the hots for Hero.
Oh yeah, they have a thing.
I didn't realize that at
Yeah.
all in the entire series until you mentioned it, and I was like, what? What?
So she so she goes to this new colony titled which is L3X18999, and she's having this discussion with like these diplomats there, and like yada yada yada, and then they just drug her and knock her out. Like you said, she wakes up and there's this young lady. She's like, "Oh, have you been kidnapped too?" And she's like, "No, I ordered you to get kidnapped. I'm in charge here." And she introduces herself as Marty Maya, which is still a weird name. I don't know if that's correctly how you pronounce that, because like it just looks like Marie Maya,
Yeah, Marie Maya.
but like, maybe in Japanese is how they pronounce it. But she introduces herself as Marty Maya Kushinada, and she introduces herself as the daughter of Treize Kushinada, who was a big character in the original series of Gundam Wing. He was this like militaristic leader, high in like a bunch of the different militaries in the series, and was well known for being like this charismatic person, a guy who really like loved humanity and wanted to like push that as something like as one of like his pillars of whatever. So like there was a lot of people who were very like loyal to him and everything, and he dies at the end of Gundam Wing because he gets into like another duel with Wu Fei, and Wu Fei kills him because they had a big like rivalry throughout the entire series. So she introduces herself as his daughter, and they're like, "What? Excuse me?" And then she, along with the colony, declare they are leaving the Earth Sphere Unified Nations and declaring war on Earth, and are going to take it over and conquer it. Because that's what happens in space.
Yep.
So everyone gets word of this, and they're like, great. 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 And Ketra and the others are like, well, we got to go get the guns back because this is going to go real bad. So Hiro and Duo fly out to go to the colony to see like what's what, see if they can get Relina. Ketra is flying off to get the Gundams. Tro, like you mentioned, was at the circus and then beat up some dudes and was like, oh, I guess it's these people. It's the people I stole my name from. He infiltrates Marty Maya's like military and gets caught immediately.
Like immediately. It's really embarrassing.
One of like the main dudes in her military is a guy by the name of Dakum, and he's like, "Draw, get up here. I know who you are." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Let me do a cool flip up here and pull my gun on you." And then Wu Fei shows up and pulls a sword on him. Is like, maybe don't.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, dissension in the ranks.
Is that the Flower Man?
The Flower Man.
The man with the big flower on his head?
Yes.
Or feather or whatever it was?
Man.
Feather Man.
So we know there's dissension between the Gundam pilots here for whatever reason. At one point, we see a scene where Lady Un, she was like the long hair lady you see at the end, who kind of protects the little girl and Relina, because they never name her for some reason.
Oh, that lady!
Yeah.
I forgot about that lady.
She was also like she was kind of a thing with Treize. Like there's basically implications they were boinking.
Wait, with who?
The Marty Maya's supposed father.
Oh, they were going to the bone zone. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And she gets like someone comes into her office and he's like, "Hello, I'd like a code name." And she's like, "Oh, you?" He's like, "Yes, I would like to be the Wind Man."
That was funny.
So that's interesting. Basically, that's Zex, aka Miliardo, because he has two names. Because how cool he is.
Wait, what?
He has 2 names.
Did you say that's his ex?
Zex.
Zex. Okay, I was like, they
Yeah.
dated too?
No.
Okay, Zex.
He uses the Zex name as like a way to cover up that he's actually Milliardo Peacecraft, so people don't know that. But then and he also wears like a giant mask to fit the Gundam archetype of blonde hair guy who wears wears a mask. But then once he doesn't wear the mask, he goes by Milliardo through like his government name.
His government name.
He was a sometimes ally, sometimes enemy in the original series, and now he's kind of like an ally again. So he shows up. Basically, everything kind of just goes to the handbasket. Along the way, Hero and Duo make it onto the colony. They meet up with Troa. They also realize Wu Fei is working with the enemy, and Hero's like, "Dude, what? What are you doing? Stop! You're being dumb."
No.
And then Troa helps them. They have to do some hacking, hacker voice him in, type with one hand, do all that sort of stuff, and then.
Oh, there's the part where they fake being knocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fake, and then he lays on the ground and he just zoom.
He's out.
It's funny. I like that one.
So all that happens. Katra goes to Venus and gets the Gundams.
And almost dies.
He almost dies.
There's
some great 3D CG animation there.
Oh my god. Do you really want to call it great?
It's really good.
So
he successfully gets the Gundams back and sends Hero's Wing Zero off to a certain point because he was like, yeah, I'm going to go pick it up. Just send it here. I'll be there. And that happens. Zex intercepts this resource satellite that has Dakum on it. He's like, hey, I'm going to you guys up. And Dakum's like, hey, I know you. Too bad you're not going to do that. I'm not going to do what happened in the original series and just welcome you with open arms. You want to be just like some soldier under me, you can. And all that happens. And then all of Marty Maya's soldiers descend to Earth during that time. Tro and Duo get out of the colony. And they go try to find their Gundams. Hero finds Wing Zero and just jumps from one ship to the ship carrying his Gundam. Which you're like, that's very dumb. Why would he do that? It's very unsafe. And he heads to Earth, but it gets intercepted by Wu Fei.
Well, there are 2 instances in this anime where they fling themselves onto a thing in space, and that is a terrible idea and so unsafe. And have a safety line or something, man.
They're wild childs.
Apparently, Jesus, they have no sense of self-worth or preservation, is what I meant to say.
Not really.
Whoops.
So Hero and Wu Fei fight, and Hero's like, dude, why are you with the enemy? And Wu Fei's like, because she's giving a place for soldiers. Obviously, we've just been discarded in this peacetime. I don't know what the to do. What am I supposed to do with all this free time now? I'm just gonna fight some more. And Hero's like, you're being dumb. I don't want to kill any more people. I'm gonna just fall into the ocean later.
Yeah, that ocean thing was
extra.
So extra. He's like, man, all right, you're talking to me. I'm just gonna sink myself and pout and take a nap.
Luffy's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. My viewpoint has changed. So everyone basically descends onto Earth, and they're fighting against Marty Maya's soldiers. So it's Zex, Noin, Duo, Troa, and Katra are all fighting, and basically fighting in a way to dismantle all their mobile suits without killing anyone.
Mm-hmm. This is where I got to see the fact that he had a scythe, and it was really cool.
Yeah. The upgraded version of his suit in Gundam Wing, it comes with it makes it into a dual bladed scythe.
Whoa!
It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So all that's happening, Marty Maya has Relina and Deckham, and they go into this building that just goes into the ground.
Yeah, it's like the White House, but it just sinks 7 levels.
They're like, we're protected, we're fine. Everyone else is getting worried because there's so many mobile suits, and they're running out of ammunition and all that sort of stuff, and just oh, this sucks. And then Hero's like, okay, I'm gonna wake up and get out of the ocean now.
Which like that one kid Troa, like his is dumb because everybody else is like, yay, I can keep fighting, and then he has just Gatling guns. And I was telling you, I'm like, it'd be smart if he had one Gatling gun and one knife, and then you're like, wow, you just pegged how his Gundam was in something.
Yeah. So like in this, like the heavy arms Gundam has both arms has Gatling guns. In Gundam Wing, only the left arm has a Gatling gun, and then like the upgraded version gets two. The other arm has like a shield and like a switchblade knife coming out of the arm.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
Knives don't run out of ammo.
No. So like that's
They're
like one
also
of the
all just like, hey, we're gonna self-destruct any moment now.
yeah that's basically a thing that kind of just happens in Gundam Wing.
It's so irritating.
Like literally in like the 10th episode, Hiro tries to commit suicide by blowing up his Gundam.
Why?
Because he didn't want people to get it.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, he's back and he has wings.
He does like the Wing Zero redesign. This has wings. So he shows up above like where the building's been barricaded underground.
This part made me laugh.
This part's really good. They're like, oh, hey, there's another mobile suit up in the air. It's Wing Zero. And like, oh, they're like, hey, we have communication with the Gundam pilot. And Hiro just comes up and he's like, so you're telling me you have your shields active and you are barricaded to the ground? And Dakum's like, yeah. Marime's like, yeah, why don't you try something? You can't hit us. And then Hiro just comes back like, roger that. Beep. And then just starts shooting at like the shields with his dual beam rifle.
It was awesome. His like
real good.
His Gundam starts like exploding for no reason.
He's using it to the limit.
Push it to the limit.
Exactly.
But yeah, he's just like, all right, cool, thanks for that info. Just blows shite up.
It just blows a hole through that shield and just destroys it all.
So that he can get to the lady.
Mm-hmm. So all that stuff gets kind of messed up, and then Relina's like, hey, Marley now you know what actual fear is. And she's like, oh, God. And then she gets slapped.
Yeah.
But then
she gets shot.
Dakum's like, aha, I still got a gun. I can do this. I'm going to kill Relina. And he fires his gun, and Marley jumps in front of it and gets shot. They're like, oh, and then Dakum just goes like power hungry. He's like, I'll just make another version of her. I don't care. I didn't need her. And then like one of the other soldiers just pulls out his gun. It's like, bam, headshots him.
He headshots him. And he's like shaking and scared. And he's like, I had to do it. And like, well, like, I don't know if you're the real MVP.
I don't know if you caught it, but like he literally says like, I'm sorry for betraying his excellency and salutes. And they're referring to Trays. Like those are all soldiers who were under Trays at one point, and they're like, "Oh man, we f***ed up." And that's why he just straight up murders Dakum.
I mean, like I said, he was the real MVP.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what? This isn't good. I don't like this. Boink.
And then Hiro shows up and is like, "I'm gonna kill her." And like shoots his gun, but like there's nothing in it. It just clicks. He's like, "Oh, I did it. I killed her." And then just dramatically falls in the most dramatic way.
Right into the bosom of the queen.
Yep.
Which, I mean, if you're gonna pass out, I guess on the breast of somebody that you're kind of like a thing with is not the worst place to pass out.
It's true.
Yeah, especially when you're like 16.
It's true.
Yeah. I'm sure that would be awkward when you wake up though. Like you wake up casually and you're like, oh, these sure are some boobs.
Just imagine being queen at like 16.
Hard pass.
Yeah.
I learned, if I learned nothing else from Star Wars, it's that it's not a good idea.
Yeah, you're right. It's not.
Yeah, like Amidala definitely had a hard time of it.
And then that basically ends the film. We get a little bit of recap, like it's another year. We go into the next year after Colony 197, and peace is finally here. Gundams are never heard from again. Everything's hunky-dory. And everyone's like, hey, we're going to blow up our suits and do that again. And then you get kind of like a recap, like, oh, here's what everyone else is going to go do. Depending on the the credit sequence you get for the OVA and the film, they're both different, which is strange.
Yeah, like in the film, we have like Duo goes and buys some like tech stuff.
Yeah, because like he's basically kind of like a tinkerer, essentially. Like
No,
he does like all that sorts of stuff
you
in
mean
the
like Impy Barbicane?
yeah, kind of in
Yeah.
the main series, and he basically, I guess, kind of goes back to like his original home colony and does a lot of that sort of stuff. I forget the lady he's with.
Yeah, because he's with a lady in both of them.
I'm trying to find her name.
Is that his love interest?
Pretty much.
I didn't want to like say that, and you're like, no, it's his sister. Like that would have been really awkward.
Oh, what is her name?
Can you just like Google Duo Gundam girlfriend?
I could, but
I don't even want you to know how this ended up being typed because I messed up typing that really, really bad.
oh boy.
It says Duo Ginfam girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
But
Hilde.
Hilde?
Hilde. She was a like a kind of like a grunt soldier in the Oz Space Army, which Oz was one of the main antagonists in the original series. And she runs into Duo, and they basically kind of like he kind of gets her out of there and has her help him with like on the colony he's from, and that's kind of how they like kind of get to know each other and all that sorts of stuff. And then yeah, she appears in his ending scene with him. Tro goes back to the circus because that's just what he does.
He does. He becomes a clown.
That's basically all he does. Ketra goes back to the Middle Eastern people he knows, and then they start doing some construction depending on the ending. Wufei kind of he meets up with Sally Poe.
Either goes to the war in Afghanistan or
is in space. Like he basically
space.
becomes one of the preventers and helps out there. Which is like the backstory between them two is that like he was blowing up a base and like she was like trying to stop him from doing that, and they kind of like had this weird like respect essentially between the two of them. So like they would kind of help each other out throughout the main series. And then Hiro, depending.
Wait.
What?
Wait. There's something I was gonna say.
Okay.
What was I gonna say?
I don't know. What were you gonna say?
Frick. I had something I was gonna say. Dadgummit.
I'm sorry.
It had something to do with that boy.
Which boy?
The one we were just talking about.
Wufei?
He was in space. He was in Afghanistan.
Yes, those are both true.
There was something I was gonna say. Anyway, forget it.
Oh, the driving?
The driving. Oh, the driving was terrible.
I know that was it.
I don't know what I was gonna say. I give up.
And Zex and Noin go out into space as the preventers, and he's like, "Are you sure you want to be here with me?" And she's like, yeah, duh. Shut up." And then Hiro either is just like walking through Shibuya Square or watching a speech of Relina's, and then walking through space.
With his jacket tied around his waist.
With his jacket tied around his waist. There you go. Did you know the first time it aired on Toonami, it was Cartoon Network's second highest rated program ever.
Wow.
At the time, yeah. Also, you got to hear the wonderful soundtrack work from Ko Otani, the dude behind Shadow of the Colossus soundtrack, in a very different light. Because you're not going to hear this kind of music in Shadow of the Colossus.
No.
But like it's really I super enjoy like his Gundam Wing work, because like I think a lot of the stuff he makes for this series like fits it perfectly. But yeah, that's Gundam Wing and the Waltz.
Yeah, it sure was.
There you go. I finally got you to watch something Gundam related, and also you suffered through something Gundam related.
Sorry if you keep hearing sounds. The microphone is being assaulted by Loki.
That's fine. He loves Gundam. He's like, "Why aren't you watching more Gundam?"
So that's the thing is that he's usually not the one that's involved with these podcasts. It's usually Maxwell, but Loki's like all up in it right now.
It's
He's
true.
he's real happy. What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
I'm really bothered that I can't remember it. Man. Oh, I was gonna say that we didn't even mention the fact that like hero dude like blew up a base and murdered a child and a dog.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of like weird like backstory elements to this series or this movie
Yeah. Yeah.
that explains like what happened with them and all the Gundam pilots and everything before like the original series and all that. Yeah, it's weird. That's it.
Mm-hmm. But I remembered at least what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
And it was that. Hey, you can't lay on the laptop. I'm using it.
Please. All right, now we're just gonna start. We're gonna get into reading Gundam Wing Frozen Teardrop. It is the sequel series to Endless Waltz.
Oh my god.
It's a bunch of novels together. We can learn about Duo and his kid.
He's a kid? Somebody blanked him?
Apparently,
When he was 16?
well, this is like what's it say? This takes place decades after Endless Waltz.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that. You got this out of me.
It's true. Surprisingly so.
Merry Christmas.
The true Christmas miracle. I guess the only thing I would ask you is like, because like you said, you don't have any experience with like Gundam or anything. Like, was there anything out of this that surprised you or you weren't expecting or anything like that?
We touched on it already, but I'm actually really surprised how like great the dub was for like the era that it came out in.
Right.
That's like legitimately shocking, and it was good. Like it was a really, really good dub. I was confused like 100% of the time, so I'm not sure if that really counts as like surprising. I was pretty stoked about that like sweet scythe Gundam. Like that was cool. Like that's my giant takeaway. And really, I mean, I guess I should be used to it with like anime at this point in video games, like the teenage boy as protagonist slash like savior of the world.
The chosen one.
Yeah, this had a lot of chosen one syndrome, but he was so unlikable.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was just so angsty the whole time that I'm like, my dude, like just calm down. Like sinking yourself into the ocean and like sitting there for a minute and taking a nap and then realizing like, all right, well, I guess I gotta go do my thing. It was really annoying. The one thing that made me like legitimately like him again was the call in to the secure base area. Like that was legit. But also for like the ending, it didn't really feel like a conclusion per se. I mean, like we did blow up all our Gundams, but we also launched our Gundams into the sun last time. And like the main dude is either walking in Shibuya or walking in space. So like we don't really get any kind of like wrap up. And I think the biggest surprise for me is that I had no idea they were love interests. Zero. I didn't even know they knew each other.
Like that, I mean, obviously that's all stuff you would, if you were coming in this with knowledge of the original series, you would know that automatically.
Right. But
So.
also like he just didn't seem to like care the whole time. Like
That's just how he is.
The edgelord.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like if Linkin Park were out, he would have been a real big fan of Linkin Park.
I mean, why do you think I like this? I liked this show and Linkin Park at the same time.
Okay, yeah. I can buy that.
As a 10-year-old.
Yeah. You're like, oh man, this is the greatest that life gets right here.
It's true.
These are my heroes.
I mean, to be fair though, like when I was a kid, I was a much bigger fan of Duo because he was the cool one and he had the cool Gundam.
I mean, honestly, like if I were to pick a favorite out of the crew, it would be Duo.
Hell yeah.
Because he had a sweet Gundam.
He does.
And he also just wasn't like freaking terrible. He wasn't like super edgelordy.
Well, like
He had
his
moments where it
character.
was like, I'm a demon thingy, but
Yeah. Which when
like,
you're 10 years
overall,
old, that's pretty cool.
yeah, no kidding. But like he was overall like relatively positive and like had some characterization to him and had that sweet Gundam. And he was kind of like rallying around everybody, like, we can do this,
Yeah.
yay!
He's kind of like the comedy relief character of the group,
Okay.
but like more than that as well. But
You mean MP Barbicane?
he is MP Barbicane. Yes, you are 100%
Because
right when you immediately were like, oh, it's MP Barbicane.
because it's in the same archetype basically. Like
Yeah.
they tinker, they have the same hair, like they are goofy, but at the same time have like really tragic backstories. Like he's MP Barbicane. And Impy's great, so like Duo's great. If I were to pick a favorite out of the crew, I would pick him easily. And I would tell Troa to get a haircut.
Never happening.
Cut your hair, you dang hippie. Or clown. I don't like clowns, so I was very against him already.
That's fair.
Also, like none of them wear shirts.
I mean, who needs a shirt?
Like at one point, I don't remember if it was him or if it was Hero. That I'm like, is he actually wearing a shirt in this
Oh,
gun?
it's Hero.
Okay, and you're like, yeah, he's got a tank top on. I'm like, he might just be topless in this thing. And like, I don't know if Gundams have sentience, but I would feel really weird if there were a 16-year-old boy topless inside of me. Do they have sentience?
No, not really. Well, Wing Zero kind of does because it can tell you the future. That's about it.
Future
You would really have hated the latest Gundam series, Iron Blood Orphans, because it was like everyone in their Gundam was like shirtless.
Why?
Because like they would have to like get attached, like they would attach the suit into like their spine.
Why?
That's another conversation for another day.
Some like Attack on Titan nonsense.
Well, that's Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. That's our
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas 90s anime.
I think that this is a thing that we should continue doing at certain points, is just like, Al has no idea what's happening. Let's get Al's take on this.
Yeah.
Because it was hilarious when it was Dragon Ball, and it was pretty funny this time too.
Oh yeah. Well, that's gonna do it for this week's episode.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Or whatever
Merry
holiday.
non-denominational holiday.
Yes, whatever holiday you celebrate. If it is already passed, then we wish you a
Good in.
we hope that it was good, even
Yeah.
though it's already been in the past. If it is coming up in the future, we hope that it is good then.
It's true.
And also, we'll talk to you before the new year, but have a happy new year too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good stuff happening with holidays. There's a lot of bad stuff happening with holidays, but hopefully, hearing me talk about freaking Gundam when I have negative 10% idea of what I'm actually talking about, I hope it made it a little bit more delightful.
Sure it did. Well, if you'd like more from us, go to seasonalcheckup.com or sec.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Checkup and Seasonal Checkup, not Seasonal Checkup OVA. This is the podcast you're listening to. Jared Now Watch. You can find columns and reviews on the site as well. There should be a new column up by the time you're listening to this.
It's good.
The official release. You can check out Al at AnneLadyem.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. Next week, we got to wrap up the year with some Game of the Year.
I've solidified my top 7.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Something to look forward to. I've solidified my top 10.
I just have to come up with one more award so I can have 7 and 7.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll talk about that next week. I guess programming note for you Patreon user or supporters. Usually you will get these episodes out like the early release of it on Tuesday. That's not going to happen next week because Christmas is Tuesday, and that would be the day we would record usually. So it's probably going to be like a day late or something like that. So just a heads up. But for everyone else, it'll be same Saturday as always. So there you go. So look forward to that next week as we declare that The Quiet Man is the greatest game of 2018, and 2017, and 2016, and 2015, and 2014, and 2013, and 2012, and 2011, and 2010, and all the other years combined, and for into the future as well.
No.
Well, all right. Tune in next week to see that hotly contested debate.